Hello, love. Welcome. Welcome back, family. Sending you a very big hug out there right across Mama Gaia. Thank you for being here. These are your confirmation messages for the highest and greatest good of the ELSH collective, Empaths, Lightworkers, Starseeds, Healers, awakened and awakening souls. If this message has found you and you found it, know that there is something here for you. That is always the intention that I put into these messages. This is going to be a straight up channeled message, and I have no idea where it's going to go. Coming in on behalf of the Venusians and the Venusian Angelic realm. I also have the energies of the Venusian healing realm. I'm going to link that video here. That was a video that we did a while ago about this particular realm and what it is. And I'm hearing open for observation and open for group visitation. Like I'm seeing a bunch of kids getting onto a school bus and going to take like a field trip. That's what I'm getting with that. So they're showing me that there are a lot of Venusian soul codes that are coming online. When you find this video, at the time of this video, the timely aspect of the video and the recording, and one of the things that they really want to point to, and I'm going to just show you what's at the bottom of the deck here. I'm working with this mini Everyday Witch Tarot. That's the only one they kind of showed me to pull out, is this World card. And immediately, this was after I shuffled, I cleared, getting this deck ready for this message. And I heard cycles closing, and specifically karmic cycles. Karmic cycles connected to relationship, but karmic cycles of the self, and especially around victimhood consciousness and codependency in relationships, okay? Also, I'm being directed to the story, The Little Prince. I actually have it sitting out here. I had pulled it out earlier because I was working on something, and I remembered a very, very one of the most well-known quotes from that story and this book. They want me actually to just pull the book out so you can see the cover, because there's just something very Venusian in this story, okay? The Little Prince. That could be a synchronicity for some of you. That could be a confirmation for some of you. The energy of the fox, the Little Prince, and with the heart we see rightly. And specifically the energy of where there's a line, okay, they're just directing me to read it, where the fox says, "It is the time I have wasted for my rose." This is the Little Prince speaking. And then the fox says, essentially, it's this line here. "It is the time you have wasted for your rose that makes your rose so important." And he proceeds to say after that, "Men have forgotten this truth," said the fox, "but you must not forget it. You become responsible forever for what you have tamed. You are responsible for your rose." And the Little Prince repeats that, "I am responsible for my rose," so that he would be sure to remember. Now, what I'm getting with that is there is no time wasted when it comes to love. And with that is coming in collectively, what I'm feeling with that is an energy of deep unconditional love. I think that that's the best way that I can describe it. It's peaceful. It's not connected to an outcome or a result. It's pure. We've got the Venusian Angelic realm as well present here, and the Venusian angels for this too. So this is a message of peace. This is what this is. This is a message of peace when it comes to our hearts and the healing that has taken place around the heart space. With these Venusian codes now coming online, this also is a nod to a massive heart expansion underway. I am recording this Earth date on August 23rd, 2025, with the new moon in Virgo. So the Virgoan energies sit on a spectrum between, obviously, Virgo and Pisces. And this is very much connected to the energies of Mother Mary and Jesus Christ. So it's fitting that the Venusians would want to come in for this. And they're showing me the connection between Leo, Virgo, and Libra, and also Scorpio. This is interesting. I'm not going to get into the mythology or the symbolic connections with these. Look into that if that's something that's pinging for you. Also leave a comment below for the connections perhaps that you have made with regard to this. When we see the Strength card traditionally in the Rider-Waite-Smith and in the Tarot de Marseille, we see a woman and she looks like she's taming a lion, or she has tamed a lion. And this goes back to taming the rose. What is this energy of taming that they want to bring in? It's not an energy of control. It's an energy of love. So I want to look that up. Give me 2 seconds here. Let's look at the etymology around the word tame, because there's something here. Yeah. I'm actually getting, isn't that funny? I'm getting something here about Old English. Here we go. Okay. Gentle-natured, compliant. It's very connected to this concept of domesticating something. I'm hearing the hearth of the home, reclaimed from wildness. These are some of the definitions, okay? All of the roots of this, really, really fascinating. It is Proto-Indo-European dem, household. This is how it's connected to domestic. And then from that we go into the, it's crazy how this transcends. They're showing me how this transcends so many different languages. So we have, for example, the Proto-Indo-European dem, which is where tame comes from. Household. That's the meaning of that. Okay? And then we've got that it goes into the Old Irish, the Latin, domare, the Greek daman, the ancient Greek, okay, Persian, dam, Sanskrit, damayati, tames, okay? And they're actually showing me a dome with that. It's all connected. Shelter is what they're showing me. Shelter. So it's caring and it's nurturing for something. It's not exactly in this context when we talk about the little prince taming his rose, or the energy of Virgo in the maiden or the woman figure that you see traditionally in the tarot, in the Strength card with the lion. This is a nurturance of the heart, is how they're showing it to me. The taming here is nurturance. The taming here is, because I'm getting a lot of Hestia energy coming with that around the domestic aspect of this and the hearth of the home, okay? One of the definitions that comes through here is intent on homely or domestic activities. But this is the energy of shelter. And that's why Mother Mary is coming through so strongly for this. Okay, so it's a message of peace. So where does this apply right now for you in your life and your experiences up until this point? If you have not, it's funny, what they're showing me is that this is a confirmation for some of us that have experienced something around this recently. We're going through another massive heart opening, and there's many in this lifetime, especially if you are walking the rose path, is what they're showing me. If you resonate with being a part of the rose lineage or the sisterhood of the rose, they're showing me the Work Your Light oracle with that, okay? And the rose oracle too. Maybe those are decks that you're working with. The energy, they're just showing me the energy of the rose, okay? And what the rose represents. And I'm hearing again with that eye of the heart. Now, this is something very, very closely connected to the teachings of Mary Magdalene, okay? And the teachings of Jesus Christ and ancient Christianity. Divine feminine wisdom incarnate is what I'm hearing with that. The union of the divine masculine and the divine feminine. What happens when we have a heart expansion? When we go through another heart expansion, when we have another expansion of the heart chakra and the heart center in our energetic bodies, we are essentially experiencing the trueness and the purity in the most exalted sense of the union of the divine masculine and the divine feminine within us. And then it is reflected outwardly. And then I'm hearing, they're saying, and then we get to choose. We get to choose the next course of action. We get to choose the next path. And they keep on pointing me back to the Little Prince. Okay, so for some of us, this is an invitation to perhaps read that story. This goes back to messages that have been coming through the last 2-3 that we've had with regard to legends and stories and myths, and how there's activation in that for us, spiritually speaking. There's magic in that. There's coding in that. Artists as channelers, channelers of the divine, channelers of the heart is what I'm hearing specifically with that. Okay, and on that note, I'm just going to quickly bring in the energy of this piece of carnelian that I'm working with. Very divine feminine, very womb oriented, and they're also showing me the connection between the womb, the sacral center, the heart, and the crown. And I'm getting like a flipping of energy with this. They're showing me the instincts of the divine feminine in the womb, the instincts of creativity. And this is another way that we channel divine knowledge, divine wisdom, divine information. I'm hearing this is how we channel the stars. They're also showing me again the energy of the 5-pointed star, the star of Venus, okay? The many different star energies that are connected to Venus. It's fascinating. And I'm hearing with that wanderer, planetis, okay? Because that is what that word means. It comes from the ancient Greek word planetis, or which essentially is a wanderer. It's the moving stars that we see in the sky. Okay, so this might also be connected to activations around this time with some of the planetary alignments that we've experienced. August has been a very active month. So essentially they are wanting to come in to confirm that if you have been experiencing these kind of energies and these frequencies, okay? And also, like, there's an energy here of, like, there's nothing to be afraid of with this heart expansion, especially if you've been feeling lately more, I know this is a really broad term to use, but if you've been feeling more emotional lately, more sensitive emotionally lately, more apt to crying, or there's something about the act of crying. Oh man, now they're reminding me of the work of like Vita Austin when she talks about the water, the tears, the salt in our tears, like this energy of salt water, this energy of cleansing, this energy of purification. When we cry, it is a purifying act for our energy. And that's also when we go through periods of time where we feel more sensitive emotionally to these sort of things and we're more apt to crying. there is some kind of, it's actually a physical manifestation of the opening that is taking place. And they're showing me now the difference between when you cry and, you know, when you well up in your throat. This is a different kind of crying is what they're showing me. It's not one that you feel the welling. It's not one where it's like, we say in Greek, like kloapta nevramu, like where you're just crying because it's like you need some kind of like release because you're so like stressed out about something, right? Or from anxiety. This is a different kind of crying. This is a crying that feels almost natural. It's not strained. It's very interesting how they're showing it to me. It's very alchemical. And I'm getting a lot of golden energy coming through with that as well. There's also some kind of shielding or protection taking place in that. Because we're accessing expanded forms of love consciousness. And in that, we are now expanding our bandwidth and our frequency, because they're showing me a radio. They're showing me like a bandwidth on the radio. Okay. So I want to just tune in. They're actually guiding me to sort of sit here for a second. I'm feeling the energy of the whale and orc elders wanting to come through for this message as well. The Syrian whale beings. I'm getting the dolphins of Andromeda. Getting water energy obviously coming through now for this. I'm hearing tale as old as time. This is a tale as old as time. Four of Swords. This is the energy of needing to rest. It's interesting because in this particular image, there's a waxing moon in that image, and they're really showing me that. This has to do with the next few days. This is very specific. This is the timely part of this message. Take it though, however it applies, and apply these energies to you whenever you do find this message. But what they're showing me is that with this new moon energy, and within the next 4 days of the waxing moon cycle, Luna, as this energy moves from Virgo into Libra and even into Scorpio, even though this is a waxing cycle where energies slowly begin to ramp up, this is a message of making sure we're getting adequate rest and that we are definitely taking a little extra time out to meditate upon this energy. Because remember, before the Four of Swords, we have the Three of Swords, and that is usually depicted traditionally as a heart with 3 swords in it. So this is around some kind of heart opening. This is crazy because how they're showing me the Three of Swords is not necessarily through heartbreak as in a painful experience. They're showing me heart opening as a heart awakening and the opening of the heart that way. Ace of Cups. How beautiful is that? Yeah, this is a new beginning. We had the world come out at the bottom of the deck before that. This is the new cycle of love opening and beginning. We're reaching new heights or levels of love and the capacity to love, especially the capacity for self-love and the capacity to understand relationships. This goes back to attuning to right relationship and community and finding soul family. So these experiences have been necessary, is what they're showing me. However painful they may have seemed to you or sad, they've been necessary because they've been conducting your energy in a certain way in order to get you aligned to right relationship. They're also reminding me now of timeline shifts and choice. And I'm hearing Yod with that. Yeah, 7 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. They just wanted me to look at that very, very briefly. Okay. So a Yod in astrology, I'm hearing like destined path, fated relationships, the way that we understand them, okay? The way that we understand them here. From a sort of, we're looking at it from a higher octave here though, in terms of soul contracts, spiritually speaking, okay? These faded, they're showing me vertexes in astrology, if you're familiar with that, okay? Where's your vertex in astrology? There's significance in that, especially right now, if your vertex is somewhere in Virgo and the degrees that it's passing through, there's some powerful stuff going on with that. And even look back to periods of time where maybe you had very significant people come into your life. This is very specific to people and situations around people. It could be new people you've met. It could be ongoing relationships in your life. They're also reminding me of a particular sign. So one example is if you have your vertex in Virgo, for example, or Libra or Scorpio, they're giving these very specific examples because of the seasons we're moving into. If you have your vertex in either, and whatever sign it is, look at the significant relationships that you've had in your life and have those people either been a sun sign, Virgo, for example, or Libra or Sagittarius, whatever, depending on your vertex, or do they have prominent placements in that? And I know that's not going to be, like, you're not going to have access to that for everybody. Some of us will, is what they're showing me. I'm seeing, for some reason, they're bringing in the energy of the bear here, and I'm seeing Ursa Major. I'm seeing that constellation, the Great Bear, but they're showing it to me like the Ace of Cups, because we call it the Big Dipper, right? And there's sort of this energy of it being like a cup, the dipper. And now they're showing me the work of the Lost Zodiac, and they want me to pull that off because there's something significant in the dates. Hold on one second. All right, this is interesting. This was gifted to me by a beautiful teacher of mine, the Lost Zodiac. Anybody familiar with this? Catherine Tennant. Okay. They want me to show the time period for Ursa Major, because I don't remember it. I know it's sometime in September, so it's around here. Okay, here we go. It's the time period essentially that we're moving into right now. August 8th to 15th and August 24th to September 10th, okay? Okay, so there's something significant in these dates. This could just be a confirmation for some of you. Also, this is very much connected to the legends around Artemis, Thea Artemi, Callisto, the kingdom of Arcadia, anything connected to bears and bear energy. That is a very specific thing coming through. But we're talking about this again seasonally. And they're also showing me the energy of the bear being very significant with regards to the energy of mama bear, protection, safety. Do we have any dates? What are we currently in? Sea Serpent. So August 16th to the 23rd. The 23rd is today, and we're in the last day of Sea Serpent, and they want me to go to that particular page. So let's go to, it's number 11, so it's right after the Great Bear. Okay. And again, we're covering the time period that we just went through. Okay, and they want me to read this. Guiding Star, Alphard, the solitary one. There's significance in this because what I'm getting, they're showing me the Hermit card, and they're saying that we're moving out of solitude. We're moving out of solitude. So the solitary one rules the lives of those born between August 16th and 23rd. Do some of you have a birth date around this date? Like, this is very specific. This orange star, and the orange is significant because they're going back to the sacral energy, which marks the heart of the Hydra, or the sea serpent. And this is why this water energy keeps on coming in. And the serpent being connected to Leo, there's symbolism in that. Okay. The largest constellation in the sky was believed by early astrologers to bestow a love of art and music, strong passions, and some wisdom, especially about human nature. The sea serpent, whose winding course once symbolized the path of the moon, was seen in Babylon as the source of the fountains of the deep. The fountains of the deep. Precious stone, lapis lazuli, and the plant connected to this sign or this constellation is sea holly. Sea holly. Again, we've got this energy of water coming through. Okay. And the guiding stars for Ursa Major between August 8th and 15th, they want me to read this. Dubha, I hope I'm saying that right, and Merak. The two stars known as the pointers as they point to the North Pole. And I'm hearing with that realignment and North Star. And we've got precious stone, moonstone, and the plant willow. The willow plant is also very much connected. This is what they're bringing through right now to the energies of Mana Ekati, Hecate. The willow is what I'm getting with that. There is a lot of guidance available to us at this time. I'm hearing again, all hands on deck. That was another message that had come through. I will post that video here because they keep on pointing me back now to this Seven of Wands energy. We're coming out of this Seven of Wands energy of feeling attacked, feeling like we're on our own, feeling like we need to fight to protect ourselves and our hearts. And they're showing me the energy again of that, I'm seeing orange and I'm seeing that star. Was it Alphard? All right. And I'm hearing, pay attention to the stars and where they're aligned. And again, they're directing me back to the Little Prince. This is like I'm seeing the stars on the front of this book. Okay, so goes without saying that star symbolism and symbology is very important right now. This is the energy that we are moving into. We are being invited to move into this energy. We're going from the Ace of Cups to the Ten of Cups. This is a massive heart awakening that is taking place during this time period. And if you find this message, this is a very specific confirmation for you. If you find this message outside of these actual Earth dates, this is a very specific message for you with regard to your own heart awakening that you could be going through at any moment in time. We've got the Four of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Again, coming out of this energy of locking our hearts away. And they're showing me the door. They're really paying it. I'm really seeing the door here. I'm hearing a prison of your own making, and they're showing actually the Eight of Swords with that as well. It's like you can get out of here. I'm hearing you can get out of Dodge. You can do it. You can do it. Okay. Work with the energies of carnelian. I will bring that energy into this reading. They're also showing me opal. I have some right here. Let me just pull that out too. These beautiful energies. And moonstone. Funny enough, the moonstone is sitting right there as well. So working with these energies are very creative. They're very connected to the sacral. I'm hearing when a fire starts to burn. I'm hearing that disclosure song. Bringing the attitude home. Okay, so this is about like this heart expansion is gonna crack open and like I'm hearing submerged. Okay. It's gonna really make us aware of where we have been blocking love. And on that note, I'm going to end this reading. Read The Little Prince. That's what they're saying. If you feel called to, read The Little Prince. There's something in this energy and the story here. I'm hearing like a storybook for adults. Isn't that funny? That is going to assist us in moving back into this energy of self-love, connecting with the child that we are within, but the wise child. The child is wise. The child knows. The child knows how to get you out of Dodge. Whoop. Okay. Like, that definitely. And the Seven of Wands was in between that. So we've got this energy wanting to be reiterated again. There's the Three of Swords. Okay. There's those three swords that come right before the Four. And you see in this particular card, we've got a journal. This is about channeling those energies creatively. So the energies of heartbreak, pain, this heart awakening is gonna be like a massive way that we can transform this energy and actually put it into something creative. And to see the good in that. This is how we begin to see the good in the pain that we may have experienced. It's really beautiful on how they're showing it to me in terms of the capacity for this mending that's taking place right now and growth and expansion of the heart. Okay. And I'm getting a lot of like rainbow energy coming in with that as well. And rainbow serpent type energy. This is very divine feminine. This is transformational energy. This is energy of, shedding skins. This is healing energy. Getting the energy of Christ coming in with that too. Connected to that holy serpent. And I'm also hearing scepter with that. Okay. Green energy as well coming in. Gold energy. Archangel Raphael, these angelic energies available to each and every one of us right now, okay? Archangel Gabriel as well, very closely working with creativity and hope, okay? Whatever you feel called to in terms of the energies you want to work with for this, they are available. They're here to support each and every one of us, and we're going to have another update coming in soon. Please stay tuned to the channel. Click on that bell for notifications because moving forward this week especially, there's going to be some changes. I am offering one-on-one readings if you feel called to do that with me. Please leave a comment down below. If there's something here, confirmation, some kind of resonance here, what are your own, what have you been picking up on energetically as well? Sharing is caring, remember that. And when we confirm things to one another, that is an act of love, okay? Thank you. Thank you to the Venusians for being here with us, the angelic realm, the energies of Mary Magdalene, Jesus Christ, and Mother Mary. I thank you for being here, for sharing your time, your energy with us in this space. And I'm sending you so much love wherever you are here on beautiful Mama Gaia. Thank you for being here. In love and liberation always.